Natural light is a great light source for us photographers. It's controllable and it's free. We can shoot pretty much any genre of photography using natural light.
Think I've been here before. I know that I must have met you in a past life. Got my heart on the floor. Go slow. Keep me falling for you all night. Tell me now, you're the one I've been dreaming about for my whole life. Had you on my mind, oh. Hear the sound of your voice in the crowd, calling my name, yeah, you captivate, oh.
Window light is a form of natural light that I love to use with my portrait work. Window light can be soft or hard. We can control its direction, its intensity, and its colour if we need to. If the sun is shining through the window, then we get hard light, which gives us distinct shadows. If the sun is not shining through the window, we get soft light, which is more evenly spread across our subject and much more flattering. Generally, we prefer soft light for our portraits, so we don't really want that sunlight coming through the window or the doorway. Soft light tends to be more flattering to our subject and easier on their eyes. If you're in the northern hemisphere, then a north-facing window is ideal because the sun never gets in the northern part of the sky, so you'll have nice soft light all day long. Where I am, in the southern hemisphere, I like to have a south-facing window because the sun will never get into that southern part of the sky and that window will always give me soft light. But even if you don't have a north or a south-facing window, you can use any window or doorway in your home. Just make sure that the sunlight's not coming through it. Wait till the afternoon when the sun's on the other side of the house, or shoot on an overcast day where the sunlight's not visible. The softness of the light is directly proportional to the size of the light source. So if we have a small window, it will be a soft light, but if we have a large window, it will be a softer light. One of the best soft light situations we have is in your garage. If you open your garage door, you'll have a large 3 metre by 3 metre soft light flooding into that garage. That will give you amazingly soft light and very flattering portraits. You can see some of these shots here that have been taken in my garage simply by lifting up the garage door. This shoot with Paige will give you the basics of window light portraiture. We'll have a more detailed video in the future that will explain more about the intricacies of using natural window light or door light in your portraits. But for the moment, watch this shoot with Paige. We're here inside a house. We're going to use available light using the windows in this house. We've got a great location here because we've got plenty of light coming in. We've got these big picture windows and we can control the light on our subject by just changing these blinds around so that we can narrow our light or we can broaden our light. So that's what we're going to do at the moment. I'm going to take a shot of Paige the way she is here, and then I'm going to modify it to suit the purposes of getting a better shot. So Paige, I just want you to turn your face out there. Yeah, lovely. Okay, just focus, and here we go. Okay, lovely. Now you can see in that shot that the background is very bright. It tends to take attention away from Paige because she's a little bit darker than the background. So I'm going to pull the blinds across behind her and just use this narrow light coming in from Paige's right-hand side. So what we're looking for here is a nice soft light coming through that window that's going to light Paige in a nice soft light way. We've got a large window here that's allowing us to do that. We can vary how large that light source is by moving these blinds forwards or backwards and change the direction of the light on Paige's face to a certain degree. So when Paige just turns her face out to the window here, we've got most of this light coming at about 3/4 onto her face, which is going to light her face nicely in a sort of a Rembrandt lighting style. As we close these blinds up, the light's going to be a little bit more radical, a little bit more side lit onto Paige's face. So we'll do a shot like this, and then we'll move those blinds in a little bit more to narrow down the lighting. Okay, that's it, Paige, lovely. Now I want you looking at me this time, yeah? That's it. Okay, here we go. All right, now you can see the difference with the first shot. We haven't got that bright backlight in here. The light on page looks much more noticeable because it's coming in from camera left. Now we're going to move these blinds in a little bit closer to narrow down that light. And I'll need my blind whisperer again. We've narrowed that light down now by pulling these blinds in a little bit closer to page. So the light we get on her face is still going to be soft, but it's just going to be a little bit narrower. So it's going to be a little bit more radical light. We're going to turn Paige's face a little bit more to the side. Yep, that's it. Can you still turn your eyes to me? Yep, chin down just a little. Yeah, okay, lovely. Just focusing. Here we go. Okay, now because that light is a little bit narrower, I've also had to increase my exposure. So I've opened my aperture up a little bit. I'm shooting on, at the moment I'm shooting on 400 ISO, 1/125th of a second at f5.6. So because that's a bit narrower, there's a little bit less light coming in, so I've just had to compensate a little bit. So this light is really flattering light to shoot with. The idea is that to stand as a photographer, stand next to the window and shoot along the line of the window, rather than stand back here in the room, because if I do this, that light's going to be on the front of Paige's face and I'm going to be shooting the back of her head. So standing over here next to the window allows that really nice soft light to come through onto Paige. Now we've changed position. We've moved Paige next to a full-length door. She's standing up. We're going to get that light coming through the door onto Paige. Again, a nice soft light, not quite as high as the other light was. So the light's going to be coming in a little bit of a lower angle, but it's going to light Paige's face in a way that's going to be really good. We need to get Paige to come around the edge of the blind a little bit so that we can get that light coming onto her face. Perfect. And we've got the blind on the back window closed. So we've got a nice darker plain background to shoot Paige against. Okay, so that's it, Paige. Just, yep, nice. Here we go. Okay, now just looking out the window out here for me. Yep, that's it. That's great. I'll just move in for a little bit of a closer shot. Turn your face this way a little bit more and eyes to me. Yeah, that's it. Great. Okay, that looks terrific. Now you'll notice that the light is a little bit warm, and it's probably because we've got a lot of warm coloured surfaces around this area. The light's reflecting off a lot of those areas and it's just giving us a warm colour. We can correct that later on in post-production if we want to, but it looks quite attractive to have that little bit of warm light. The other thing that we need to think about here is the windows are tinted. So there's an actual colour embedded in the glass that's going to give our light a little bit more of a tint. So we've got to take that into consideration as well. We could either correct it when we shoot it or we could correct it later on in post-production. Now I'm going to do a little bit wider shot of Paige now, just moving back, zooming back a little bit so that I get more of a 3/4 length shot. Okay, so lovely, maybe thumb in your pocket or something. Yeah, yeah, that's it, great. Tilt your head in towards that window, yeah, lovely. Okay, focusing, here we go. Lovely, and one more, yeah. Okay, terrific. Our histogram's looking great. We've got everything fine. It's a similar exposure to the previous shot that we did with the large window. So we don't really need to change our settings a great deal as we go through these shots. As long as Paige is relatively close to the window, our lighting is going to be fairly similar. If she moved further back away from the window, we know because of that inverse square law, the further away from the window she gets, the darker she's going to be. So we need to compensate for that with our exposure. But the closer she is to the window also, the larger and softer the light source is going to be. Ouch. Now we've moved to a different situation, another room in the house. We're in the kitchen now. We're using the back door to light Paige. We're going to have Paige against the back door and have the open door have the light come through onto her. So it's a different shape light again. It's a full length light. We do have a screen door here that's going to block a little bit of that light because any sort of screen is going to block the light, the amount of light that we get through that door. So I've adjusted my exposure to correct that exposure from that lesser light. We're going to do that and then we're going to open the door and show you the difference in the light that we get by having that open door. So any situation in the house like this, you can use a doorway, you can use a window, any sort of situation is going to provide beautiful, available light for you. Okay, Paige, can you stand with your back against that door? Yep, that's it. And just turn your face out towards the, maybe get your back that way a little bit more just so I can get, yep, I don't get the doorway in the shot. Lovely, just turn the face a little bit. Yeah, that's it. Chin down a little. Okay, lovely. Okay, here we go. Now, there you can see that beautiful light coming through there. We have got a bit of a reflection in the door because it's a glossy paint, but it doesn't detract from the image at all. Now we're going to get Scott, our wonderful, beautiful assistant outside. He's going to open the door, and that's going to show you how much more light we get from that situation. So no screen blocking the light now. We've got that door open. Same sort of pose, Paige, please. Just turn that, yep. Okay, now I'm not adjusting my exposure here at all. I'm just going to shoot it. Here we go. Lovely. And you can see the different amount of light in that shot. I'm going to just adjust my shutter speed down a little bit so that it's going to give me a better exposure. I'm going to move from 1/60th of a second up to 100th of a second. Okay, here we go. Right. Yeah, lovely. Just turn your face to look out the door. Yeah. That's it. Just going to move in a bit closer. Okay. All right, terrific. So you can see anywhere in your house, as long as you've got light coming through that window, you can shoot some beautiful available light portraits. We don't want the sunlight coming through those doors or those windows. The sun at the moment is over the other side of the house, so we've got that nice skylight coming in. Nice soft light that's going to be flattering without the direct sunlight.